Welcome to the Lauterbrunnen Valley. The Lauterbrunnen Valley is hands down one of the most famous tourist hotspots in all of Switzerland. Located in the Bernese Oberland, this valley was carved out by glaciers back in the day, and it's super famous for its 72 waterfalls. By the way, you can actually see the Staubbachfall the second you arrive at the main train station. With a drop of about 300 meters, it's one of the highest free-falling waterfalls anywhere and the absolute ultimate landmark of Lauterbrunnen. Today, we are taking you on an epic hiking combo high above Lauterbrunnen. From Grütschalp along the mountain view trail to Allmendhubel, and from there, continuing along the North Face trail all the way down to Mürren. Both of these are incredibly beautiful half-day hikes that you can easily get to using public transit. From the valley floor, cable cars can whisk you up to the meadows on top of the cliffs, and trains run from Mürren to Allmendhubel, or even back over to Grütschalp. Well, at least normally. During our stay, the cable car from Lauterbrunnen to Grütschalp was actually shut down for maintenance. So, our very first leg of the day was literally a grueling grind straight up from Lauterbrunnen to Grütschalp. In the heat of a sunny summer day, this climb is definitely no walk in the park. You're tackling over 700 meters of elevation gain, and it takes about 90 to 120 minutes to complete. If you're planning a hike like this, also make sure to check beforehand that the trails are actually open. When there's logging work going on, they love to close the trails for safety reasons. In our case, we saw the leftover debris from it, but luckily, the paths had just reopened. Even while you're grinding your way up, you start getting these absolutely insane views of the three iconic mountains towering over the Lauterbrunnen Valley: Eiger, Mönch, and Jungfrau. These three giants totally shape the whole vibe here, and honestly, the same goes for Grindelwald, which sits just right behind the mountain range on the opposite side of the ridge. You'll also pass by a few alpine meadows on the way. Please be awesome, show some respect to the local farmers, and always close the pasture gate behind you. In Switzerland, mountains are free for everyone to access, which means a lot of hiking trails cross right through private land. That's exactly why it's so important to respect these access rights and make sure the cows and sheep stay inside the pastures. When you finally make it to Grütschalp, the hardest part of the climb is behind you. But, heads up, right at the start of the mountain view trail, there's still a steep little section waiting for us. So, definitely take advantage of the incredible terrace up there, take a quick breather, and just soak in that mountain panorama. Once your legs are feeling good again, it's time to head out. The trail takes you high into the upper regions of the plateau towards Allmendhubel. We have to tackle another 500 meters of elevation, 300 of which are waiting for us right at the very beginning. After just a few hundred meters, the trail splits off from the main path and goes steep up into the hills. If your legs are fresh, it's no big deal, but after that massive climb from Lauterbrunnen, we could definitely feel it in our bones, especially carrying all of our heavy camera gear on our backs. But honestly, the view of the massive north faces of Eiger, Mönch, and Jungfrau completely make up for it. It's important that you don't forget that we are high up in the mountains here. Even with 30 degrees Celsius down in the valley, you can still run into snowfields up here. And you will have to cross them. There's also wildfire danger always present at the same time. These areas get super dry in the summer, so we actually witnessed a wildfire during our hike that was spreading incredibly fast. Please, whatever you do, never drop a cigarette butt into nature. Once you've conquered the majority of the elevation for the day, the absolute best view of the entire route opens up right in front of you. In total, the Mountain View Trail, which is number 351 on the Swiss hiking network, is 5 kilometers long and you have to climb 520 meters. It takes around 2 to 2.5 hours to complete. At the end of the trail, you'll end up at Allmendhubel. Allmendhubel is a mountain hut sitting right above Mürren. From here, a funicular train runs down into the village. There's also a playground there that has to be, safe to say, one of the most scenic in all of Switzerland. And they have a massive selection of ice cream. If you're traveling with kids, this is the perfect spot for a reward after that long hike. For us, though, the journey continued on foot, taking the Northwest Trail down to Murren. You can actually do the North Face Trail as a loop, starting from Mürren, but like we said, we are starting directly from Allmendhubel. Ahead of us are 6.8 kilometers, a super easy 150 meters of uphill, but also over 500 meters of downhill into Murren. The trail gives you a perfect look at the jaw-dropping north faces of an entire mountain range and passes by some beautiful historic old farmhouses. Along the way, you'll constantly get chances to catch a glimpse of some of those 72 waterfalls plunging into the Lauterbrunnen valley. Especially in the evening, this often creates rainbows that make the entire valley feel straight up magical. Definitely make sure to sit down at one of the wooden benches along the path and just take a moment to enjoy this unbelievable view. Arriving in Mürren, you've reached a cute little mountain village of just 432 people, sitting high above the valley floor at 1,640 meters above sea level. In the morning hours and in the evening, after the last cable car leaves, the town becomes incredibly peaceful because the tourist crowds have cleared out. Staying overnight here is a seriously amazing option to experience the town in a totally different light. To head back down, we are taking the steepest aerial cableway in the world down to the valley floor, where you connect right back to the public transit network. On the way down, the view in every single direction is just mind-blowing. The moment the gondola tips over the edge into the steepest drop, looking back at the Mürren Falls plunging into the valley right next to the cable car, or just enjoying the endless panorama down the valley. Thank you guys so much for coming along with us to Lauterbrunnen today. We hope you enjoyed this trip just as much as we did. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye!